Okay, hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? Um, I'm running kid, one and a half of the YouTuber score, or one quarter of it. Welcome back to Comic Convo. Once again, guys, here, and as always, a few members of the core, the ones that do read comics, are here. We're going to talk about the books that we picked up for the week of the 15th, the books that came out this week. And of course, we have members coming in that are going to be a part of this. As you see right now, we have one member right here.
What's up, guys?
And yeah, Mr. J is here. Hey, Jay.
What's up, Chris?
So yeah, guys, we're here. We're going to talk about the books that came out the 15th. Got a lot especially for me, a lot of DC this week, guys, ladies and gentlemen.
I've mostly got DC and one Marvel. That's what I've got for this week.
We got definitely there's a lot of DC guys. A lot of things that shocked me for the DC books. Want to talk about that. Also, want to talk about, is it true? I think it's been going around all over the internet. Are the effects of One More Day unraveling? We're definitely, as much as I'm not really liking what's coming out of slots, seeing Spider-Man, I have to admit, this issue kind of made me like, okay, are they unraveling some stuff? Let's see what else. Definitely give my thoughts on Ant-Man this week as well. And as always, guys, as I tell it on my reviews, I do have the codes, guys. So if you want a digital code of the Marvel books, I will give them out to you. Going to talk about Civil War 2. Is Tony having a nervous breakdown? And also want to give my thoughts on Marjorie Liu's first issue of Han Solo.
Man, that was good. I really enjoyed that.
And also talk about what's going to happen with what's going on with Gwen in her world. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you guys will enjoy this, whether it's just two of us or let's just do it. We're just gonna have fun as always. I think I would like to get some of the indie books. Jay, did you pick up any indie books this week?
I picked up one. I picked up Invincible 129, and that was a really good one. Pretty much, it's more of because Mark Grayson has been away because he was lost in time, so he's been away for like 5 years. So this is more of him reconnecting with his family, and within that 5 years, his wife actually moved on and had another relationship. And in this issue, Mark actually meets the guy, and he thanks him for looking out for his family and for obviously taking care of his wife, and he appreciates it. And things go off really well. They're building up in the background the war with robots and them coming back to Earth, and also there's a big twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil. If you guys remember a couple issues back, there was a woman that raped Mark in I want to say it was like the early 120s or maybe like 119, something like that. But in a few issues back, a woman actually attacked and raped Mark, a woman of his race, to try and restart their race again. And I will say she's back, and something goes down, and Eve is pissed. It's gonna be really interesting. If you're not reading Invincible, I highly recommend it. The original artist is back, from who started off the series like I want to say 2012. So it's really good to see that again. Really awesome book. Probably my favorite from Robert Kirkman right now. Highly recommend Invincible. Definitely, it's great.
Okay. Well, I did pick up a good amount of indie books. I'm gonna try to run through these bad boys as much as I can. I got 4 for you guys. I'm gonna start with Dark Horse, guys, and I'm gonna go from Dark Horse to like I said, Vertigo to me is still indie, even though it's kind of a incendiary of DC, but I kind of still consider it independent. First I'm going to start about is first of all Dark Horse, and congratulations to Dark Horse for 30 years. That's something that they're starting to put now on
Yeah,
their
Dark
books.
Horse Day was last week, actually, last Saturday.
Yeah, and so pretty that's pretty cool to see that they're still around and still enjoying uh, the fruits of their labor. But I wanted to talk about this book right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Weird Detective. Fred Van Lint writes it, and the artist is Villanova, I believe that's it. And this is actually a thick book. This is pretty thick. It felt like an annual issue, but
It looks pretty thick.
it's pretty thick. And it's a double size. Uh, this was really fun. I'm glad I picked this up. I actually, Jay, I'm going to let you know right now. I actually have this on your pull. So
Oh, cool.
okay, um, so basically, guys, what this is it's this detective here. His name is Sebastian Green, but he is not what he seems to be. Basically take all the crime dramas you can think of, spackle in a little bit of like Angel and Buffy and all that stuff, and you kind of get this. Sebastian is actually a monster. He's actually a creature. He's a monster, a demon in disguise, and he takes on all the weird cases. And let me tell you, this book gets really weird with some of the cases. Like there's
Cool. So
bodies.
it's kind of like BPRD. Like he
Yeah,
investigates like the basically the monsters and all the like the supernatural stuff.
yeah. And the thing is that it's kind of like that trend of to catch a monster, you need a monster. He can actually talk to his cat and things like that. It's really funny. Uh, but his partner, who is been put together with him because his superior officer is kind of questioning his skills or questioning how he's able to solve all these cases, and so she's literally there as a spy. Um, but the one thing they always keep playing up is the fact that Sebastian, if you saw somebody walk by, that was my cousin. Apologize for that, but basically they always talk about he's kind of weird. Sebastian's weird because he's from Canada. And they keep playing that up like, what the hell? And it's so funny. But
I always joke my friends from Canada, so I definitely can relate to that. I always mess with my friends from Canada.
but this was really interesting, and I do recommend you guys give it a try. Fred Van Lint does a good job with it, so yeah, it's fun. If you like supernatural crime dramas, you'll like this, guys.
Is it a mini or is it an ongoing?
I think it's an ongoing. I actually think it's
Oh,
an
cool.
ongoing. So give it a try if anybody wants to check it out.
Oh yeah, and I forgot. I did have one more indie. But I read it through a PDF. That's why I didn't remember it. It's from Zenoscope. It's Hellchild issue number 3, or no, issue number 4, the penultimate issue. And
Well, hit it. Hit it. Let me
this
see what you got. Hit it.
So this was pretty cool. We get to learn more about Angelica, who is the daughter of Hades, who actually, if you read the Van Helsing miniseries from Zenoscope, the second Van Helsing miniseries, Van Helsing versus Dracula, you'd know that Hades had a daughter that actually fell in love with Dracula. Hades killed Dracula and inadvertently created the first vampire. So that's how that happened. And Marion, and basically the story is Marion and Lysel try to commune with Angelica's spirit so that Hades can get some closure or whatever. It backfires on them and ends up turning Angelica into this weird demonic vampire-like creature. And she's going out and she's basically out for blood, not in a literal sense, but she's trying to basically piss off her dad. And the way she sees it, now she's starting to realize she's becoming more like her father was, and she doesn't want to do that. And she's actually seeing that her father has changed. And like Marion from the Robin Hood series is heavily involved in this because Marion was the one that brought her back on accident. So that's really cool. I like the angle. Pat once again is doing a really great job with this. And also, just another quick shout out to Robin Hood. I got an advanced copy of Robin Hood I Love NY. It was a pretty fun series. I don't know if I'm gonna continue. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm going to like actually get this in print, but I'll check it out digitally and see how it goes. From what I got from the advanced copy that I read, it was pretty good. But Hellchild is one that I definitely recommend, guys. It's a 5-issue miniseries. It tells the continued story. My bad, Siri. Why the hell did you pick that up? My bad, guys. I don't know. I guess I was talking too close to my phone and Siri picked it up. Anyway, definitely recommend picking up Hellchild. It's fun. It's basically kind of like a high octane vampire kind of vampire mafia story. Really, it's this one vampire trying to use witch's blood as a drug so that he can basically, through the use of witch's blood, he can actually use magic, and he's trying to use that to take over the vampire hierarchy, and that's kind of how it's going down. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Okay. All right, guys. I'll move on to IDW this week, and of course, if you when I'm talking about IDW, you guys should know what I'm talking about. TMNT 59. Oh boy. Eastman, tell me you didn't do it. I think you just did it, Nets. Sir, I think you. Oh my! I'm not gonna ruin it, but the ending. Did Eastman just do what I think he just did? I. Oh man, the basis of it is showcasing that there's a coup happening in the new Foot Clan. Remember, guys, Master Splinter is running the Foot Clan now, but he's putting them on a. He's putting the clan back on the original course of what the Foot was supposed to be about. But not everybody likes that. And there's one in particular that kind of sets her plan into motion, and it's that incident at the end. And oh my God, uh, Eastman has done this shit before, but this looks like it may be legit. Man, and where do the turtles go from there? But this was really good. Very good indeed. This excuse me. TMNT guys is a book. Whenever solicitations come out, or when I get to see what's the next, I'm always looking forward to this to come out. This is always on my pull to pick up, and man, and it makes me wonder now with this, and then in I think August we're getting Turtles Forever, which is going to be going more into depth into other characters of this Turtles universe. Excuse me. It makes me wonder just what's going to be going on. But this was just great. Eastman, I swear, oh my God. And of course, Image guys, we have Greg Rucka, of course, and Mike Lark. Issue number 23 of Lazarus.
Nice.
Of course, guys, I'm still reading this. Of course, I've been reading this since day one. I always tweet Mr. Roca and tell him like, still doing a good job with this. The war is on with the families of this world, and Forever. This is the first time we get to see one of the main characters, Forever, how in a state that she's in, really made you feel sorry because if you've been reading it as long as I have, you really come to really care for Forever, and that's her name, Forever. But this is another one I don't really want to ruin because the storytelling that Mr. Roca does in this is just slamming, very slamming. And we have another guy, I guess, is coming in, guys. But yeah, Lazarus has been really, really good indeed. This is another one, guys. And the last book in terms of indie. Oh, hi, Kyle.
Hi. Hi, guys.
The last book.
Hey, man, what's up?
The last book, guys, for independent that I picked up, of course, is Lucifer, number was it 7. Now we're starting to get into Lucifer's son that we saw in the previous issue, that he wants to take over, rule hell, and he's willing to fight for it. It's getting really, really in depth in terms of with the other angels and what's going on with Gabriel, and what Lucifer is back at his nightclub again. He's running the nightclub, and it's getting sick, and people really are really starting to know that God is dead. God is dead, and people are setting themselves on fire, and God is dead, just putting themselves ablaze, and Lucifer is just like, almost like, yeah, well, the old man kicked the bucket. It's getting crazy. This is getting really crazy, indeed. So yeah, that's all the indie guys that I have. If we can go to the DC now, because I know, Jay, that's pretty much where you have a lot of stuff too. And definitely want to talk about the books for DC. I guess I'll do this kind of in alphabetical order, as I always do for my reviews. This is the first time, guys, I'm hosting this show, so I'm doing a little something different. But it's been let's do this. So what did you guys think of Batman #1?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm so used to nobody hearing me sometimes. I really loved it. Jeremy and I think, are the only two in this group that read Vision. So going into this, I was like, oh, this is going to be a treat. And I loved it. It was so good. It's just Batman trying to stop a plane from crashing into the city, and it's so awesome. And I love how human he makes the character, and it's really good. He really separates himself from Snyder right off the bat. And I got the Batman from all those people that remember that show, The Batman. I got vibes from that first issue, and I had that theme song playing in my head. It's really good.
Yeah, I remember you writing it on Facebook, and then when I read it, I was like, I'm hearing both versions of it. The original, where it was that, and then I was hearing the more up-tempo version when he was trying to save the plane. And
we're talking about Batman?
Yeah, we're talking Batman now. I really want to say, Tom King, he does a very good job with this. And Finch's artwork is just beautiful as always. He's one of my favorite artists. And one of the funniest things with me, I thought was really funny, is Jim Gordon now coming on saying, like, the bat signal is all cool, but maybe it's time we start getting a phone, like, just call me.
I like that line. He's like, look, as much as I love our rooftop meetings, pal, I could really just I would really like your number. I was like, the bat phone. You give him the bat phone.
That'd be cool. I really thought that was really cool.
My favorite page would have to be like right here. This spread right here. This is my favorite page. Finch was born to draw Batman.
I mean, one of the things that a mutual friend of ours, Kat, she really did not like this issue. She just felt like it was kind of bland,
Yeah.
And I can understand where she was coming from. There's a lot of dialogue and a lot of action in this, and I thought this was just a big, good step to just get Bruce into action again.
And also the cool thing about this is that this is Batman dealing with more of a Superman problem, because Batman, like Superman saving a plane, he saves a plane like every other day, but like Batman, he's never actually had to do something like that. And to see someone he's just a guy, and he's stopping an entire plane, and that's great. And I love the moments where he's like, tell the boys I'm proud of them, give them the messages I prepared, and of course, if Duke still wants to continue his education, go talk to Dick Grayson. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you could kind of see that Bruce is really kind of showcasing, personally, from my opinion of this and the way I looked at it, was like he's really starting to realize is that he can't do it all by himself now. He knows that now, and he welcomes the help, and the rest of the family to help him. I mean, like last week we found out that Batwoman is his cousin, so he's not alone. He's not alone in this, and I thought that was really interesting from last week with Detective. But the thing is, like, yeah, he's stopping a plane. It's not him solving a crime. He's stopping a plane, and he even tells it like, contact the Justice League, and they're somewhere off Earth right now or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's just inconvenience. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I've seen that like 1,000 times before. It's like,
yeah, it's like
well, I mean, Hal is really off Earth, and Superman's fighting Doomsday right now. So I mean, they're definitely occupied, and Wonder Woman is over in Olympus. So.
But the thing is, Bruce says like, all right, whatever. This is my city. I'll do it. And yeah, like whatever. But the one thing I want to also mention about this, what did you guys think of Gotham Girl?
Okay, so I have a theory about that actually.
Let's hear your theory.
So my theory is more connected to like the DC Rebirth one shot. So as we know, we got this huge hint about Dr. Manhattan, right? And how he might have possibly been the one to tamper with the New 52. Well, let me find the page really quick with them on it. If you look at Gotham and Gotham Girl, right, they've got those like old-timey, almost golden age type costumes, right? And I don't know about you guys, but when I was reading Gotham Speech Bubble, I was like reading like an old school radio show voice, like, "Hello, Batman," like,
Batman.
It's go forward.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I was thinking, what if Gotham and Gotham Girl are actually like Silk Spectre and Night Owl in disguise?
Okay, but can Night Owl lift up a plane? Because these two were holding up a plane. I was like,
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking something must have happened. I mean, Dr. Manhattan can pretty much do anything. So I don't know. So it's not within the world of possibilities. Like I said, this is just a theory. I could definitely be wrong, but I don't know. They look kind of similar to how like Night Owl and Silk Spectre kind of were. So maybe this is like a new version of them, but like Dr. Manhattan is trying to bring his friends back because of how up his world was. I don't know. Again, it's just a theory, but I still want to see where these characters go. I want to see exactly why they would be opposed to Batman and all this sort of stuff.
Right, yeah, because that's kind of what, like, it's almost like they're the new guard. That's what they say. This is where it's going to go. It's like they're going to try to take over being the protectors of Gotham. They see Batman as like a problem, but we'll see where it goes from there.
Can I have one?
Go ahead, Go ahead.
I know we've talked about a lot of it, but I really like the dialogue exchange Batman and Alfred have when he's like, "Alfred, is this a good death? Would mother and father be proud?" I thought that was really a nice touch. And
yeah, that was awesome.
It was a really nice moment. And do we have any speculation on who the masked man is that had killed that one guy that had the missile? Because it's like we have a whole bunch of mysterious figures in comics. At the moment.
I don't know who the masked guy is. That's hard. I thought it was Zaz for a second, but I'm like, I don't see any cuts.
I thought it was.
I swear to God. Oh yeah, I was about to say. I swear to God, it's Hush. I'm gonna be so annoyed. I hate Hush.
No, but there's also this person was upset. Whoever this person was like obsessed with time. So I was like, Clock King.
Clock King. Oh man, Clock King is gonna be great. Also, hi Nathan. Hi Serena. How you guys? How you doing?
Oh hey, Widow's here. Nice. I just saw in the comments.
Okay, so
that's the only that book, that Batman, and sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off. Batman and Civil War II are the only two things I read. So I guess me and Chris are gonna talk about Civil War II later. So.
I got a chance to read Civil War II. Somebody sent me a code. I got to read it.
Okay. Cool. I'm sorry.
Next, like I said, guys, we're gonna do this in alphabetical order. But next book is the Green Arrow #1. Yeah, guys, I got it.
Yep.
If you guys remember me, I said I was not gonna pick this up. I got the Neil Adam cover. Thought that was pretty
This was awesome. Yeah, I like this
cool.
area.
I'm really liking this where they're going with this. I'm not really too fond of that already.
The vampire-looking people, yeah.
No, I'm not really too quick to fond of the fact that already Percy has already hooked Ollie up with Diana. Like they already knocked boots already. I was like, really?
Although I thought that was that gave me a moment I've been waiting for, because when they wake up next to each other and he says, "Hey, pretty bird," I was like, there it is. That's what I've been waiting for. I was waiting for him to say.
I get it. I get that. And I was happy about that too. But it's just like, really, they just met, so he already got them ponies already. I was like, okay.
I mean, I'll give it to Ollie. Ollie's a G. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him.
Got in bed that quick. Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, that quick. Like they woke up in bed with each other, and he said, "Hey, pretty bird." Then they start arguing again over like the money and everything like that. I'm like, really? Like, why are you doing
that part I thought was annoying. I'm like, I thought y'all had settled this, and that's why y'all hooked up. But then but then after that they start arguing again, and she's like, you can't just throw money at all your problems. He's like, I'm not just throwing money at my problems. I'm using money in a constructive way. More so than even like Bruce or Lex or any of those others.
Yeah, he was. I did like where he was showing Dinah like all his like charities and things he's done for the city of Seattle, and I thought that was really nice. I loved where his sister really likes Dinah.
She's actually a fan of her music. I thought that was cool because she started singing the song. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you sang Blackbird in front of me." It's like, what's the inspiration for that song? And she was like, well, I've been around a lot of guys. She basically says, I've been in a lot of relationships where dudes just hit it and quit it. And she just looks over at Ollie, and her sister's like, Ollie, you better not screw this one up.
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, we're seeing the thing I also want to, did we just see the birth or the coming of one of Green Arrow's weirdest villains by the name of Onomatopoeia? There's a part in there this guy has a key, and it looks like Onomatopoeia, and I'm like, is he coming? Is that for real legit?
I don't know. I saw a little bit of that. I thought about it, but I was like, nah.
But the real big thing is that big cliffhanger ending, and I was just
that was a pretty dope cliffhanger.
Oh man.
Also, I want to just say, like, seriously though, guys, how many times are you gonna do the whole plot of person who's in charge of running the company while the superhero's doing the superhero thing turns out to be a douche? Like,
yeah.
Can we do something else? Like,
or you see that done so many times, I mean, because you hear Ali talk about the guys like, yeah, he's my mentor and everything. Everybody turn around, he's a dick.
Like, yep. As soon as he started talking the guy up, I'm like, he's probably gonna pull an Obadiah Stane, and I'm like, yep, there you go.
But this was really good. In terms of the vampire Nosferatu looking people, I don't want to call them vampires. I'm just thinking they just are underground people that just live underground.
They're like a giant Anne Rice fan club. They love vampires. They like dressing up like vampires, but they're not vampires.
Yeah, that's all. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on with Shadow and why did they do that? Like, why did they do what they just did? I'm not gonna ruin what they did, guys, but it's something really bad.
Yeah, that was a Peter David style cliffhanger. I was like, whoa! I did not see that one coming.
But yeah, Green Arrow #1 was really good, guys. I'm enjoying so far where Percy is going with that, and Schmidt's artwork was really good too.
Okay. Yeah, I really like I really like the brighter tone of the artwork also.
Yeah. What was you gonna say, Kyle?
Not to make fun of the artist's name, you realize that his first and last name
Yeah,
are names of
he has the same
supervillains?
last name. He has the same last name as Red Skull and the same first name as Doctor Octopus. That's funny.
It's a cool name. I'm not making fun of it, so if he does watch it, but that's just cool. I wanted to mention that the first time we reviewed Green Arrow, but I didn't want to.
Okay, so moving on to Green Lanterns.
Yeah, this book was awesome.
Number one. What did you guys think of this?
I loved it, and this was great. Probably the part that I enjoyed the most was Jessica going to Target and freaking out in her head. Like, there's so many people, I don't know what to do. She's having a little panic attack, and like her sister's like, "All right, you hid from the world for 3 years. You need to get out more. Ring or no ring, you need to face ... errands." And it was really funny. I like that part. The stuff with the Red Lanterns is really interesting. I want to see where that's going, especially with these like weird rage junkies.
Yeah.
They're doing. Like, it's a pretty interesting twist, and Simon is having force visions now. So
Yeah, he's having like a new ability, and we get to see Amanda Waller, the bitch, is in this book.
Is she fat?
I guess she went back and lost the weight that she gained because she was bigger in that Suicide Squad issue that I read before. But I guess she got some slim fast.
Oh, she.
And her and Simon really kind of had a dick measuring contest in this one.
Oh God.
I'm betting Amanda's is bigger.
Yeah. But this was. I'm really more interested, definitely what the plans are for Earth and the Red Lanterns. You saw Atrocitus nearly choking the fuck out of Belize, and she's pleading like, I'll make sure it works. And that's, Belize usually, she's always got she's like she reminds me of Starscream sometimes. Like she's got her own agenda at times.
Yeah, she's constantly trying to overthrow Atrocitus.
Yeah, but
not as in a funny way. Starscream overthrowing Megatron is always funny. He's a little shit. Like, no, Megatron.
No, Megatron.
But no, so far, Green Lanterns has been really good. I've been liking this kind of duo between the two so far.
Yeah, like Jessica has like a calming effect on Baz, and Baz kind of brings out a more like spunky, outgoing side of Jessica's personality. So it's kind of like a yin and yang type of deal. I like it. And Robson Rocha's artwork is awesome. I love how like everything pops and how the colors are used too.
Okay. Next up, guys, Superman Rebirth.
Yeah, this was cool.
Tomase Gleason. This really focuses on young Jonathan in this.
Yeah, little Johnny Kent.
And I felt really sad for that. He's not fully in control of his abilities.
There is one part of this. There's one part of this book that broke my heart. I was like, oh no.
And
I had a feeling. I have a feeling if our friend Pat Shan read this, he'd be pretty sad.
And that's the part that I'm not going to really mention, guys. But let's just say he something goes down with his heat vision, and
he has an accident.
He has an accident, and it would seem that a little girl may have saw him do it. So kind of his secret may be out.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a Lana Lang type of situation, which I'm looking forward to. Also, what's up with this? Like, do you guys have any idea what this whole handprint energy thing is going on with like Clark here?
I have no idea.
Does this mean his electric powers are back or something? Because like, he doesn't. If I remember correctly, he can't do that, right? He can't project energy onto the ground.
No. The other thing I thought was kind of eerie but scary is the Justice League meeting with him and Bruce and Diana. The way they came out of the dark, I'm like, okay, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
and their faces are totally shadowed.
yeah, totally shadow, and then Clark goes into Jonathan's like, okay, get dressed, you come. I'm like, what the hell?
And the name of the next story is Eradicated. So
Yeah,
I think we have an idea on who the Superman is that's in Action Comics, or I mean the Clark Kent that's in Action Comics. That might be a clue to saying that the Action Comics Clark Kent might be a version of the Eradicator.
yeah, it could be. But this was more of this story mainly focused more on Jonathan and him dealing with his abilities, but in a different way than maybe Clark dealt with.
I also like that Clark was basically the Pa Kent in this. I thought that was
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm. But not bad for the first issue, definitely. And Kyle, you just over there laughing. I heard you.
I haven't read any of them yet, so it's just like I just picture Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman just like peeking out of the dark, boo, and going back in like.
Yeah, like Wonder Woman came from the side of the farmhouse, and Batman came from the side of the tree, and it's just really dark shaded, so it looked really spooky. It was just like, and
Yeah.
this is through Jonathan's eyes. He's seeing this, and he's just like, whoa, oh. So next up, guys, is Titans Rebirth. Avalon and Booth, I'm not the biggest fan of Brent Booth's artwork. I don't like how he draws. I really
This wasn't too bad though. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
as
it wasn't too
was,
bad.
it wasn't as super stylized as it usually is. Usually,
Yeah.
especially when he draws Flash related stuff,
Mhm.
he overuses the lightning, but he didn't overdo it here.
And his favorite facial expression.
Yeah, like, well, basically, let's put it like this: Wally comes back into their lives, and he goes to the apartment, and Dick sees him, and all the Titans see him, and there's a big scrap fight. At, like, who are you? How'd you get in here, bud?
I
You know,
mean,
and,
it's a random dude. It's a random dude in a costume who just broke into your apartment. I would kind of, if I didn't know him, I would attack him too.
Yeah, and the thing is, first of all, I do love Wally's new look. I've said that before. You know,
I also like that he's called Flash. Like they don't
Yeah.
try and call him Kid Flash because he's a grown man. He's not gonna be Kid Flash.
Yeah. So the thing is, while Dick is about to grab him, and all of a sudden Dick gets like, almost, I thought it was like a. I made a joke about it when I was reading. I was like, shit. I was like, Wally gave him a static shock real quick.
That's what it was pretty much like. I thought that's what it was at first too. Like there's static on his costume and he touched it. I love when that happens. Dick is like, Wally, why'd you do that? Wait, Wally, what?
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Wally is given all the memories of him back, and it was just like, I was a little bit like, really, like just like that, you know? It's gay. They're back with their memories, more memories of him, and Wally goes into detail about.
I forgot that Wally had a thing for emo chicks because like he was with Lilith and he was with Raven.
Yeah, for a while, but then, yeah, that's right, he was. Well, we see, at first Lilith is saying, no, I don't care how fast you are, but once I get in your mind, and she literally took him down, but he was able to touch her, and like just a little tap, and they're just shh, and they get their memory back, and they're just like, oh, Wally, it's you. Yeah, you got the power. Then Wally starts going into detail, like someone stole our memories, and then they start going into a little bit of detail, like if you're talking about Mr. Twister, he saw in Titans Hunt, and it was really more of, this book was really more of Wally giving them back the memories of him, You know, like they remember him, and that's pretty much it. It wasn't no villain, no real big villain, nothing. Just more of like now Wally is. They know who Wally is. You know, they remember him. That's pretty much it. You know, but I trust Avenant to go deeper with this, and looking forward to maybe more of the results of the last issue of Titan Hunt.
Also, I really like the fact that Donna's back in her like Starfield costume.
Yeah, I love that. I love that she's back in like a classic look. That's why when they first showed that look for her, I was like, thank you DC for putting that back on her, because I've always loved Donna with that like black and white look, and definitely thank you for putting Dick back in his old.
How do you guys like the Gambit mask for Wally? I like the Gambit mask.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind at all. You know, it's fine. Like I said, I really wish freaking Roy was not with that stupid truck.
Yeah. No, and you know, and it makes it worse because he turns it fucking backwards, so he looks like even more of a douche.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like I like didn't get out of the '90s.
Yeah. Lilith's costume is pretty cool, and you know Garth, he looks as always as Aqualad, or if they want to call him Aqualad, or Tempest. I think
he's just Tempest now, isn't he?
I think he's Tempest now.
Tempest.
But like I said, you know, we know that Wally's old yellow and red costume is going to Wally.
Yeah, let's call him Cousin Wally to differentiate. So that so we don't get confused, so we don't have to be like Ginger Wally and Cousin. Yeah. Let's go with Ginger Wally and Cousin Wally.
So, but yeah, other than that, this was just you know, just them setting up, nothing so big. So moving on. Is there any questions, guys?
We got one from Nathan. He says, "Does anyone know what happened to Serenity after the Horsemen of Death? And would you guys like to see? Oh no, not Serenity. Sentry. My bad. Why did I read Serenity? Sentry. Whatever happened to Sentry after he was the Horseman of Death? And would you guys like to see Sentry again? No, I don't like Sentry.
Where what? Well,
he was in Uncanny Avengers. He was the Horseman of Death in that one arc.
Yeah, with the Apocalypse twins.
Well, I mean, he's asking where he went afterwards. What happened to him? Mm-hmm. Oh God, I know he took off with I think Dawkins.
Oh, I thought Thor just re-killed him. I thought he just re-killed.
I don't know. I know you guys didn't like that arc, but I remember. I think he took him. I think he took Dawkins because Dawkins got his ass beat. So
I don't remember.
I thought Thor killed him, but I'm not sure.
Talking about the lava, because he got out of that. So as far as I remember, so we'll have to put a pin on that.
but no, would we like to see him again? I don't think any of us want to.
I don't know if I want to see Sentry again. I'm not the.
I can handle. Well, maybe we'll see. No, that's hard. I don't like him, but I can tolerate him. I don't like.
See, Sentry is okay.
If he shows up, I'm not.
Sentry's okay. I just don't like it when.
Comics down.
I think Sentry's okay. It's just like when he goes all psycho, the Void or whatever. When the Void takes over is when I'm just like, fuck this guy. Because no, you know, after I saw World War Hulk, I was like, no, nope. This guy is dumb. How is he supposed to have been around this whole time, and yet like nobody remembers him? So is he powerful enough to erase memories? Like,
well,
what's going?
They explain that. Ben explained that, and Ben explained that in his second volume. Yeah, he did. It's some mutant. I forget what his name was. Wiped him out, and every time he encountered someone, like their memories would go away, and even he was forgetting. So it's really weird. But Ben just tried to help make that character fit. It's weird, but
It's,
then it's trial.
I still don't really like him. Hyperion is a better Superman
I don't like
analog than Sentry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, so far what they're doing with this version of Hyperion is really good. Because Hyperion's been around before, but it's just different versions of him. This version,
I like the Max version. The Max version was pretty cool. You guys ever read that one, Supreme Power?
yeah,
That
No.
was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. I recommend it, Kyle. I think you'd dig it.
Okay. I'll put it on the list. That's on my tablet. All right.
okay. So there's no more
Is that
questions
it?
for now. I guess I could move on. We can move on to Marvel.
Well, I got one DC left. It's Poison Ivy Cycle of Life and Death, issue number 6.
Yeah, I'm behind on that. So go ahead.
All right, so pretty much, so we find out who the monster is, and basically you have to, Ivy has to fight this monster who's been stealing her research and is trying to use her plant babies as means to basically take their connection to the green and use it to fuel his own life. And so they fight the guy, and you get a really cool guest star in here that I didn't expect. I'm not going to ruin for you guys, but it's somebody who also has a connection to the green. I'll leave it at that. I'm pretty sure you can figure out who that is. And he actually knows Ivy, and they're actually really good friends. And he tells her, be careful, Pamela. Experimenting with nature the way you did, creating life. That's something that the Parliament of Trees doesn't usually approve of. People, that's why they don't really look kindly upon people like you and me. But treasure your children, but make sure that they can actually live their own lives. Maybe it's time for you to let them go. And there's this really touching scene where after the battle, the kids get on the bus, they hug Ivy, and they're like, we don't know how much time we have to live, but if we do have a short time span, we want to spend that time and help change the world and make it a better place. And the youngest one, the one I like to call Bubbles, because she's like because I refer to the 3 days. I know their names. They're Thorn, Rose, and Hazel, but I call them Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup because that's how their personalities are. And the one that's like Bubbles is like, goodbye, mommy. We'll hopefully we'll see you again. And I'm just like, oh, that's sweet. I'm always a sucker for like the family moments, and that was really nice. And they leave it open ended to the point where we might actually see more of their adventures because they don't exactly tell where the Plant Sisters are going. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of them. It's really cool seeing Ivy become a mother and really learning more about what that's like. It reminded me a little bit of like Tangled because she's like keeping them locked up in her house and not letting them out anywhere. And like I said in the previous issue, they went out and explored Gotham and went to a strip club and they got hit on and ended up wrecking stuff. And especially
since Ivy, she could never have children physically, like the real way, So.
Yep, I love it because she also calls Harley, and she calls Harley in that issue, and Harley's like, "So Selena tells me you have some Cabbage Patch Kids." She's like, "You got?" Oh. She's like, Selena told me you've got Cabbage Patch Kids now. She's like, "They're not Cabbage Patch Kids. I call them sporelings." It's like, it's the same thing, right? I mean, you grew them out of seeds and water. Is it like, so it's like sea monkeys? And I'm like, oh, Harley, that was fun. Again, I really like that direction, and I hope we get to see more of this stuff with. And I like that Ivy's a hero now. I like that she's not just the femme fatale villain, and she wants to do better with her life. I want to see her get back with Clayface. Like, now that Clayface is getting more of a heroic thing now, I would like to see her get back with Clayface. That would be cool.
They can watch movies together.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me. I was so pretty. Back in the
I was so beautiful.
I don't know if you watched that last episode, Chris, but there's a part where I go, and I was like, man, Clayface, when he was normal, he's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what I was. That's the joke I just made. This guy, I remember Kyle. He was like, "Damn, he was pretty beautiful. He was so beautiful."
Okay.
Oh god, Kyle has a man crush on Basil Carlisle, guys.
Let's move
It's
on.
fine, Kyle. I'm not judging.
Let's move on to the Marvel guys. Gonna kick this off.
Civil War.
No, I'll save that. Let's kick this off with this right here. I wanted to talk about this Amazing Spider-Man 14 or 700, and I'm losing the damn count of what issue this should be.
That was actually pretty good.
This I was just about to say this was actually pretty good. We're seeing that Regents has been kidnapping the superhuman community, and I don't know how or why this hasn't been playing up in other books, but you can see the list of people he's kidnapped, from Daredevil to Rogue to Hyperion, and I'm just like, how is this was not going on in other books, and this was just a self-contained story. We're seeing, Peter and Tony working kind of together to find Miles. And of course, there's a little bit of things going on here.
Yeah, my favorite part of the book was the MJ stuff.
Yeah, the MJ stuff. MJ coming off and saying like, I'm glad that the secret identity stuff is, and it's just like, MJ, I part of me liked it, but then another part of me is like, well, MJ, you never really that never really affected you before, like the whole secret identity stuff, and but I was still enjoying it. But the thing I really want is like, are the ramifications of One More Day being unraveled in this? There's some things going on because
They also hinted at it in Spider-Man Deadpool a couple issues ago when Mephisto showed up.
But in this is also showcased, Tony doesn't recall.
The last one, yeah.
Tony doesn't recall, Peter and MJ living in a mansion together, and Jarvis does. Jarvis goes on to talk about how I actually was quite fond of his dear aunt.
Yep.
He says, he's like, how is your aunt? He's like, yeah, how is your aunt? And you're seeing Aunt May coughing up blood. She's coughing up blood, and it's like, whoa, okay.
Man, if Aunt May actually dies and they keep it and the marriage is back, look, Aunt May, I'm sorry. Like, you're important and all, but I'm gonna kind of be happy. Like,
and we get to see the fight between and we get to see Harry. I love the fact that Harry now he's like, don't call me Osborn. Use my mother's maiden name.
Yeah, Lyman,
or like, don't call me that. And he steps up to the guy who is Regents and like, he's like, you think you know that, but where is Betty Brant? Oh yeah, let me check it out. And he's like, my watch here says she's here, so where is she? And I was like, go ahead, Harry. You do your thing. All right. But we get a big battle between Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Regents, and Iron Man is instantly starting to recognize a lot of Regents' gear. Like, he recognizes, like, some of it is from the Ghost and everything like that. And Regents, the way he's looking at it is like the superhero community is the real threat, and he's just a power-hungry fucker. That's pretty much what he is. That he thinks he's doing.
Why are there two of you, Kyle?
Okay.
Well, that
Did you duplicate yourself? Did you like perfect cloning? What's going on? Oh, never mind. The other one disappeared.
But
Kyle no more. The clone conspiracy. Woo!
But other than that, yeah, this was okay. This was not that bad. Then
This was probably the best issue I've read so far of
yeah,
Slott's run, like recently.
uh, and then of course we have astonishing Ant-Man, #9, Spencer. This is the Ocean's 11 like issue.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
definitely. So the team is put together, and Cassie's dealing with uh, the who's that?
August, Augustus Roman. Augustus
Yeah,
Roman. No,
you
not
know,
not no, no, not Augustus Roman. It's August. No,
who the
it's the
hell?
guy. It's the
Yeah,
guy. It's
uh,
August something. It's August something.
It's
I gotta look it
September.
up. Shit, I gotta look it up. She
Uh,
Cassie's come face to face with
it's no Darren Cross. Why did I think of
Aaron
August?
Cross. There we go.
Darren Cross. That's
Aaron
his name.
Cross, and she she's pissed off because this is the guy that literally took
Stole her
her
heart.
heart, and she's pissed off about it. Uh, I love the thing between Scott and the Beetle and
Yeah, that she's basically his booty call.
yeah, she thing, and they're just like, who's she? Who's she? And um, it's funny with the new Giant Man, which is really funny. I thought that was really funny. She's like, so what are you doing here? Well, this happened to me. I got mind controlled, and I work for free. So it's like, okay. But
You
this
know who he
is
reminds me of? He reminds me of Depender from Deadpool, like the taxi cab driver from Deadpool.
uh, but no, this was just another fun issue, and it ends kind of badly for Scott.
It's
Uh,
actually kind of full circle. Now we know why Scott was in jail.
now we get to know why he's in jail now, uh, and where Cassie, and hopefully Cassie will realize that your father, Cassie, did all this to protect you, so you
Oh
shouldn't have.
dang, Kyle popped out. I was gonna say, hey Kyle, you know who Cassie might call as backup?
Yeah,
The Young Avengers. I'm gonna say it when he pops back up. I'm gonna wait till he comes back. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna use
but
it.
yeah, this was fun. This was fun indeed. So we're gonna wait a little bit, guys, to because I know Kyle wants to talk about the next issue that
Oh, I've got something that I know you probably didn't read because I just picked this up on a whim just because of one character, and that's Hellcat issue
okay.
number 7.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Jessica Jones issue, and
Uh-huh.
this was pretty fun. So this is kind of in the middle of the story arc, but I pretty much got the gist of what was going on. Pretty much, Hetty Wolf is suing Patsy for being Hellcat because technically she owns the rights to Hellcat because her mother signed over the legal rights to the Hellcat character from the Hellcat comics. So technically, she owns the trademark for Hellcat. So any of the superhero work that she does, Hetty is supposed to get a check for. And of course, she's trying. Of course, she's trying to dispute this lawsuit. And Hetty actually hires Jessica as a private investigator to dig up dirt on Patsy. And I want to show you guys. This is really cool. You actually get to see Alias Investigations.
Mm.
So that's cool. I
Wait a minute,
actually
wait a
like
minute, wait a minute, wait. Talking about, hold on. Hetty, I thought Hetty was Patsy's best friend.
Hetty. Yeah, Hetty used to be her best friend. They were best friends, but then Patsy finds out that like behind her back, like Hetty was like basically a kiss ass to her mom, and was trying to get on her mom's good side, so her mom would transfer her fortune over to Hetty instead of Patsy, and that's kind of what happened. And now Patsy is like, you don't understand. That woman's evil. When she was on her deathbed, she literally tried to make a deal with a demon to replace my life with hers. You don't under.
Mm.
She's trying to explain to Hetty, but Hetty's like, I don't care. She's basically being like a money hungry bitch. Like, excuse my language, but yeah, she's basically all she's after is for the money. And I thought it was really cool because basically, as a kind of a public stunt to kind of get more support behind Patsy as Hellcat, she works at this bookstore and they're selling the Hellcat comics and they're holding like a Hellcat signing. And look who shows up in the line there. You got the Cage family. And you got little Danielle. And Luke is like, hey, Patsy, what's up? It's like you want to say hi to little Danny, and she goes, Kitty. It's so cute. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I like that. And you even see in the background here, one of Jessica's friends that works at the store is playing with Danielle, and you already see that she has super strength. She's kind of pulling a Bam Bam.
Oh, okay. Well, the powers are kicking in.
I thought that was cool. And basically, her and Jessica break into Hetty's house, and they look at the documents, and they see that actually the contract is void because when when Patsy's mom signed the contract, she was heavily medicated. So any legal document signed under a particular dosage, when a client is under a particular dosage, is null and void because they're not of sound mind and body when they signed it. And so Jen is like, oh, I got this. I can deal with it. And so Jen, who is one of Patsy's closest friends in this series, actually deals with the case, and they get this whole thing straight. So now Patsy owns the full rights to the Hellcat name and trademark, and she can continue to be a superhero and stuff like that. And apparently the next issue is going to be a Civil War II tie-in, so we'll actually get to see probably her dealing with Jen's hospitalization and supposed death. That might be interesting, but I'm not going to check it out. For the most part, I actually like this issue. It was a lot of fun. The art was cute, and I'm not saying that in like a patronizing type of way. I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty cute. It's kind of like anime-ish, a little bit Archie. Like I liked it, but it's not something I would read regularly. But it was fun.
Okay.
Don't say it, Jeremy.
I already said it, Kyle. You know, Cassie's gonna call her old buddies, the Young Avengers, for backup, and obviously the Young Avengers don't like you that much because they're trying to kick you out again.
I hate
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna talk about Civil War II, number 2. Has Tony lost his damn mind? And is he starting an international incident?
A little bit.
Having a nervous breakdown. Is he?
Yeah.
The thing is, this issue kind of was good. You know, it kind of puts Tony in an emotional state.
I feel bad for you. I feel really bad for Ulysses because he's kind of just being dragged around.
Tony breaks into New Adeland and kidnaps Ulysses, the new young Inhuman. Now, let's not get it twisted. Medusa feels for Tony. She understands, but still, let's be honest, he did break in to Adeland and tried to kidnap one of their own, and he caused the international incident. He is causing an international incident. Now, Carol did warn them. Carol did warn Medusa, like, this, he may come after her, like come after Ulysses. And he does. He kidnaps them and kidnaps the young guy, and now is like running some tests. Basically kind of torturing, as he says, trying to figure out how his powers work. You know, how does his abilities work? Also,
I felt really bad. I felt really bad for Ulysses when he was like, I used to be a big fan of yours, man. Like, yeah. I used to look up to you. Why are you doing this to me?
You know, Tony just, I've seen him in emotional states before, but of course, this is his best friend. His best friend is dead. He never got to really say goodbye.
Reminds me a lot of the movie, like when he goes all ham on Cap and Bucky.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
got,
Yeah, it does. You know,
I got a question.
go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead. You want to say
Okay,
something?
because clearly I'm a big Iron Man fan, but I've been really getting into this character, and I got a question because I've been seeing some articles on, and let me know if I lag just in case, but on Iron Man in this comic where
Mhm.
they say he's a bad guy, and everyone's saying he's torturing him. I'm so if you look up the definition of torture, it says inflicting severe pain. Tony flicks him on the head. That's all he does, and people are calling him a bad guy. And I saw one article saying the original was hero versus hero. This is hero versus villain. And I'm like, what are you reading? Like the
He's
first one
not
was
a bad guy, you
he's
dumbass.
and he's in grief, and Bendis he basically had to get out of jail free card with having Tony be out of character. He's having a nervous breakdown. I'm not condoning him for like kidnapping Ulysses, who is an adult. But he's not a bad guy. He's really not. He's just that is literally after his best friend died. I mean, I don't think he's a bad person, and I don't think Carol's like the super awesome person just because Tony did that. I don't hate him. I'm not trying to sound like a fanboy. I'm just curious. I mean, do you think he's a bad guy or?
Oh, no.
Like I said,
This is honestly a really natural reaction for Tony, because I mean,
yeah.
like, you saw your best friend get killed because of this kid, like them being reckless with this kid's powers. He wants to just be sure 100% that this kid is accurate all the time, so that they don't just rush in without a plan and more people die.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will admit, like, and some parts were funny because they're like, you're torturing him, and I didn't torture him, and then usually he tortured me, and it was just like, I was like, let me go back and read. I don't remember seeing him sticking cattle rods in.
Yeah, like I didn't see him pulling like some Clockwork Orange shit where he like had his eyes like forced open and he was making them watch like see like really disturbing weird images.
Yeah, I mean, there was stuff. It's like I said, Tony's just having a very nervous breakdown.
To me it seemed like he was just doing like medical work. Like he was he was taking like blood samples and like
but I think the way they're looking at it also is that he's doing it against Ulysses' will.
Yeah, he did it by force. I get
it by
that.
force, but I still don't look at it as torture. He is doing it by force, without consent for Ulysses. Ulysses is just there, and he's just like, why are you doing this?
And then there's that big vision at the end. Holy crap!
Yeah, there's a big
hole. I never want to see that.
And it's just like, but then of course we get to see a certain somebody who we haven't seen in a while. Yeah, and Carol pays a visit to that person.
I'm telling you, he's been hiding in Alan Moore's cave.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I really appreciate Bendis did, in contrast to the original, and I know Chris and Jeremy will agree with me, Bendis is having them be mature adults and talking it out. They're not like, even when Tony sneaks in to where the Inhumans live. If this was Mark Millar's Iron Man, he would get his Iron Legion and start blowing up buildings. This Tony here, he sneaks in and tries to avoid a fight, and when Medusa comes to him, he says, "Don't make it a thing." And he zaps her back. She's fine. There's no broken bones. There's no like burns or anything like that. And even with Carol's just has Jane Foster Thor just hit a hammer through it, and she's not she's just talking to him. There's no punching. There's none of that. And even when the Inhumans go after Tony at his Stark Tower, Carol's like, "Calm down, please. Let me handle this." And the Inhumans, I'll let slide because they are very territorial. I mean, there was an issue of New Avengers by Bendis as well, where Sentry was just chilling on the moon. And who was the guy that has the stomping like weird legs that like is crippled now? What's his?
You mean Gorgon?
That's Gorgon?
Yeah, Gorgon. Yeah, he just like attacks Sentry for no reason. He's like, "Yeah, we're at war with the humans." So the Inhumans are very territorial. So I'll give that a pass. But yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. I've seen some people say this is awful. Like Newsrama gave this a 3 out of 10 and said it was bad. And I was like, what are you reading? Like an opinion's an opinion, but
also one thing I'll also give Civil War II over the original is the fact that everyone is totally in character.
Yep.
Like everybody has a reason for what they're doing. Like nobody's just acting like a dick to be a dick.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing I will say that Bendis needs to do in issue 3, because I imagine maybe Tony's locked up somewhere right now, and maybe like in the Ultimates headquarters, somewhere like that, and maybe Carol needs to have a conversation. They need to have a talk, because I think the argument is a fair one. I think Bendis needs to make it a great one, because Tony, the reason Tony's doing this, and Bendis has talked about this in interviews, is what does Tony try to do before all this with Civil War and Secret Invasion? He's been trying to stop all this stuff, and look what happened. Look at all those events. Look what happened in those things, and Tony's kind of learned that you can't do that. So I'd really like him to say some of that stuff, or just finally get, this is why we're doing this, and this is why we're doing this, and get the sides finally, get that discussion out there, because this is very much profiling. That's what Bendis talks about. This is like what police officers do, not all, but he said some, profile people. It's like Minority Report, security versus freedom. Tony stands for freedom. Carol's, at the moment, is standing for security. So, and she has this big job with A-Force and the Ultimates. That's been her big character thing through All New, All Different. So, yeah, I know I'm getting a little bit, like, on a soapbox, but a lot of people are just bagging on, like, just trashing on this and not even reading it. And I don't know, some of the complaints I've been hearing are really valid. Some are, but...
I will agree. I mean, like I said, I'm glad that it's not just a slugfest for no reason. It has you thinking like nobody's really wrong on their arguments, But in this, Tony's not really the bad guy. He's just a grieving friend. Mm-hmm. He's just a grieving man. He's grieving, and the best way he can grieve is try to figure out what this kid Ulysses' abilities are.
And also, when you really think about it, like look at where Rhodey was going to be. Like Rhodey was in the position to become the first superhuman president. Like he could have really changed the world. But
exactly. And I really love when they invade Stark Tower and you got Johnny. He talking about that AI, and he's like, and he's like, he says like, I think I dated one before, and I was like, wait, what? Johnny's dated an AI before?
I thought it was funny because like Karnak is really like, I'm shocked at Karnak because Karnak usually is the more calm one. This Karnak, you can see that whatever Karnak, since he's come back, Karnak has changed, and I'm that's my boy and all, but I'm like, that's not Karnak. He's never really one to just go in there and fist the flying.
He seems like nowadays he seems a lot more like bloodthirsty.
Yeah, and I'm just like, Karnak, that's not like you. And it makes me wonder, where is Black Bolt in all this? That's where I really want to know.
Yeah, because I haven't been reading the Inhumans books. I've just dropped off them, not because they're bad, well, kind of because I dropped off that last, like, weird, uncanny Inhumans arc, but, I mean, I figured, like, where the hell is he? Like, did he just leave or something like that?
No, it's funny because right now, he's in Squadron Supreme, and I'll get to that in a minute. But
didn't they have a party at his club though? Like, wasn't the party in issue 1 in his club?
Yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, where is he? But this was really good. I did enjoy this. So far, I'm not really mad that I picked this up. I was really skeptical about getting into another event because I have not been enjoying the last few events from Marvel. But this is actually making you do this more than just, hey, let's get him, more. So, I've been liking that so far.
Chris, 2 questions.
Yes.
One, is that a Bo Jackson jersey?
Yes.
All right, my dude. Second, did you just say that Black Bolt is in the? I'm sorry, what?
He owns a club now. He owns a club.
He's in Squadron Supreme right now because Dr. Spectre has been trying to kill him after what the Illuminati and he did to her world.
Oh, okay. All right. I can see where that's going. All right. My bad. My bad. Okay, continue.
Uh, so yeah, Civil War was good. Move on to Spider Gwen, number
That was
9.
awesome. I loved that issue.
Anybody, once again, guys, like I said before, I do give out the free code, so if you want it, I will give it to you. Anyway, uh, this is the new story that's going on, and Gwen, this really had a Spider-Man No More vibe, very much indeed. You know, she's really wondering, should I still be Spider-Woman or should I not? And you got Earth
I
60.
also, I was gonna say I loved MJ in this.
Yeah,
MJ in
MJ.
this book was
Yeah, this
awesome.
version on this Earth, MJ is the lead singer in the band, the
The Mary Janes.
the Mary Janes. Yeah, thank you. And but she's been coming off as, I hate to call her this, but she's been a bitch in this whole series for a while. And I'm like, I don't like this MJ. This one, she actually made me like, okay, I actually like this time around.
I like that they were just chilling and playing video games. That was cool.
Yeah, they're just chilling and playing, but we got Earth 65 Frank Castle on the lead.
Lieutenant Frank Castle.
Yeah, he's on the lead of trying to figure out Gwen, and he confronts Gwen, and he does some shit in there. I'm like, yeah, Frank. No matter what Earth, he's like that. I mean, he tosses Gwen like she was a newspaper. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
She also uses the last of her spider power-ups.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay, you want me? And she tosses him out a window. I was like, there you go. Yep, she's like, you want me, Castle? And, you just see him just getting thrown out the window. And they see her do it too. Everybody, and they're just like,
Yeah, and she's just in her civilian clothes. She didn't even change into her costume.
But yeah, because at first there was this dude. I guess they were trying to rob the arcade or something, or wherever they were, and Frank comes in and breaks this guy, his arms and everything, like really crippled this guy, and they're just like, we got to get this guy to the hospital. This nutbag tried to kill him, and but yeah, this did definitely have a Spider-Man No More vibe. It's that question of, do I continue or do I not? Do I try to live a normal life, or is the powers I have, is it a curse or is it a gift? And they played this up really well. Who's this? Robinson and Latour did a good job with this. This was really good. Mutual friend Comic Uno, this was her pick of the week, actually.
Yeah, and this also plays up the whole theme of guilt, and that's the whole reason Gwen became Spider-Gwen in the first place. Very much like Peter, Peter's whole initial motivation was guilt of not being able to save Uncle Ben, and now that she's kind of gotten over that guilt, does she really have a reason to continue? And that's pretty cool. I like that angle.
So yeah, that was Spider-Gwen, and now I could talk about it here. Squadron Supreme number 8. First of all, this does not happen. That the squadron is bound to Medusa. That does not happen. So Dr. Spectrum is still with Toro and Black Bolt, and Toro is still pissed off that his old war buddy Namor is dead. And he's still doesn't trust Spectrum, but he can communicate with Black Bolt too. It's starting to realize that there are other humans that can communicate and know what Black Bolt is saying, not just Medusa. And he's telling her that the reason why Black Bolt saved her from her world and everything like that, and it seems that the power prism that she wields is the same kind of power that Black Bolt uses to channel through his antenna. So it kind of makes, when she's talking to Medusa may even acknowledge that Dr. Spectrum here is an Inhuman, but from a different Earth. They also deal with the 2 Nighthawks that are still fighting. You got the original 616 Nighthawk and Raymond Kane, the squadron's Nighthawk, and they just are going at it until Nighthawk tosses 616 Nighthawk into uh, on there like a pincushion. I'm like, oh, they killed Nighthawk. They killed him off. And then, unfortunately, we find out that the Nighthawk that is dead is not Nighthawk. Spoiler alert, guys, it's a Skrull in disguise. I'm like, oh, they still around, huh?
Goddamn.
Yeah, damn Skrull is still around. But it also starts to wonder, Nighthawk starts to wonder, like, okay, how did they know that I existed or we just existed? There's got to be a traitor amongst the team, and all the members instantly say who the traitor is. It's a warrior woman here. You can't see her, and she's the one. Thundra actually says it the quickest. She's like, "It was warrior woman," and it's like almost like, "Yeah, that bitch did it." And I was just like,
Oh damn.
I was like, "Yeah, it was her," and instantly Nighthawk is just like, "Yeah." She's always been like power hungry.
I'm just imagining a scene where he asks, and they all just it's like that cartoon thing where everybody turns around and points.
And well, she's not there, but Thundra is the first one to say it. Like, yeah, warrior woman, and that's pretty much it. You know, pretty much going into that. Yeah, there is a traitor amongst the team, and she wants to gain her own power and become the ruler of this Earth herself. But Robinson is doing a pretty decent job with this. But it does make you wonder how many more Skrulls are around and things like that. But this does not happen, guys. You know, they're not bowing to Medusa. She's in it, and Medusa looks really different in this book than she does in any of the other books. I'll actually show it to you. Like, she's donning a different look. I was just like,
Is it her A-Force one? Because in A-Force she's got like a new look, but everywhere else she doesn't.
here, you could see it right there. You could see it right there. She's got like a like gold and around her things like that. Right there, you can see her. This is right there.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a
that's
weird one.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
It's kind of weird looking, but Spectrum even says that the scrolls on her Earth, are they're really different looking. Like, actually, you could see the scrolls, what they look like here. They look like purple unicorns. I'm not even joking. Like, you see right there, that's them.
Oh my god.
That's weird.
And they're like mystical. They're more mystical than what you see on this Earth. You know, it's really weird. But that's Robinson for you. You know, Mr. Robinson can go there and make it make some sense at times. But yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in the squadron. Okay, how about this? Han Solo.
Yep, read it. That finally a good Star Wars book. It has been a long time.
Marguerite Liu. Like Marguerite Liu. Always liked her.
Isn't
And
it Noto? Is it Noto on the art or?
No, it's Mark Brooks. He does
nice.
the artwork. So I was really impressed. I was like, you know, he can do not just covers, you know, but this just reminded me of old school Han Solo, you know, just kind of being a jerk at times.
I love his arguments with Leia.
That was
the
hilarious.
best part.
the arguments with Leia and him was funny, and she slugs him. I thought that was pretty funny.
I like it. She goes, fine. If you're not gonna do it, I'll have somebody else. I'll have another pilot. Pilot the Falcon. He's like, nah, that's not happening.
Yeah. You know how Hans is like, nobody's piloting the Millennium Falcon but me, and he gets into some kind of race, which is
basically it's like the Star Wars equivalent of Death Race.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I was like, this and Wacky Races. I'm like, man, they're doing a lot of racing stuff lately.
But yeah, this was pretty good. Marguerite she seemed to really know the character. She had the character down really good, really well. And Brooks's artwork was really nice. Everybody he drew in this really, it stood out. Everybody looked different, but you could tell.
Yeah, I haven't seen this good of art in a Star Wars book since Eminem was on Star Wars. I don't really like the art that's in Star Wars right now, and I'm not really feeling Star Wars currently.
Wait, you don't like Mayhew's artwork? Wow, his artwork is beautiful to me.
It's not. It's a little too dark for my taste for the Star Wars book. And I don't know, the story hasn't been as interesting in the main Star Wars book. I haven't really been liking Star Wars, except
this is
for
what Jay's talking
this.
about. This one. I will agree that this Aaron's does a good job, but he seems to he keeps jumping back and forth between what's currently going on, and then he'll jump back to the past. And this is like this issue takes place in the past where we're still seeing Obi-Wan when he was like watching over Luke and his uncle, basically spying on the kid.
Kyle, are you imagining Obi-Wan as Herbert the pervert?
No.
But we get to see in this issue, Obi-Wan is watching over Luke, young Luke, and then of course there's a Wookiee bounty hunter who comes looking for him, but he's using Luke's uncle to draw Obi-Wan out. And this Wookiee is take Chewbacca, darken him very black, and with a rage factor. That's what you're getting with this Wookiee. What's his name again? I'm trying to remember his name.
Wookiee. Huh.
Yeah. His name is Black Chorus Santan. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. You could see him right here. And when he fights, he's fighting Obi-Wan. Like at first, yeah, he's actually beating the hell out of Obi-Wan. I mean, this is where you see him kidnap Luke's uncle right here. I don't know. I really like the artwork. It's more of that realistic art you could see. Mike Mayhew does I thought it was great. Opinions vary. I thought it was pretty good. Luke ran away from home, and you could just. And this is where he looks. The Wookiee, Black Kent Santan looks like a gorilla right here. It's just like he looks like a gorilla. I was like, yeah, okay, that's a different Wookiee, but you can see like at times he bites, like you can see him bite Obi-Wan in the arm, and Obi-Wan's like, ugh! Like look at him chomping on his arm, like what the fuck? Like this guy is crazy, and chokes him out. And at one point he's got Obi-Wan choking, and Luke's uncle is falling, so Obi-Wan's trying to use the Force to hold him, trying to catch him. And it's just look at his face right here. It's like, oh my god. So it's like he can't get to his lightsaber, but the way Obi handles him is pretty good. But you don't see a Jedi get his ass kicked like a lot. But yeah, Obi-Wan got his ass kicked in this.
I mean, he is rusty.
Yeah, and you can tell this may make Kyle laugh, but look at young Luke right here saving his uncle.
He looks like prequel Anakin. It's weird. I don't like it.
He's like, hang on, Uncle Owen, I'll save you. He catches him, and and that's about it. But yeah, like I said, it's just some of the smiles that Mayhew does for young Luke is kind of fucking creepy. Look at that one right there. He's
Oh
like,
my God, that's land. That's almost land like right there.
yeah, he's
Oh,
creepy. But yeah, oh, come on, Jay, don't do that.
No,
Uh,
I mean, it's a little bit. Come on, you gotta admit, it's a little bit, just a
yeah,
little
like
bit.
even this one where Uncle Owen is hugging him, but you can see the smile on the side right here in the middle.
Jeremy, the reason we're so upset with you is because I can't edit special effects whenever we say land, because when Chris did it, it just does a fart noise and points out his name. I can't edit that, man, in a live show. What you can't say Land's name on a show. I can't edit that. What are you trying to do?
I think the one that really got me actually to crack up laughing was when the Wookiee's choking, and then you just see. I was just like, I can imagine that, and it's just Obi-Wan's face right here. He's just like, oh my God, get him off of me, get him
He's
off.
killing me.
You're killing me, and he's dropped his life, but yeah, while he's getting choked, guys, he's trying to save Owen from falling and using the force. He's like,
I can just imagine Ewan McGregor like.
so, but yeah, it's not that I hated this issue, but I'm just like, I don't like the kind of jumping from the past to the present. The way they're doing it here.
Star Wars has been on like a slow burn for me because like I didn't really like that Rebel jail arc. I wasn't really feeling that, and the arc before. I don't know. It's been really slow since after they dealt with the Vader stuff.
You know I don't read Star Wars, but you know the one I really want to pick up next week. I have no idea if it's just going to be a riff on the movie, but
Oh,
there's
the Force Awakens adaptation.
yeah, because it's by Chuck Winnig and the Luke Ross, who did the artwork for Hercules with Abnett, and the cover by Assad Ribic looks awesome. I don't know if it's
Chuck Wendig is awesome. I've read a lot of his Star Wars novels. He's really good.
Oh, okay, cool. And I don't know if it's like just an adaptation of the movie in a comic book form, or just moving forward or something. I don't know.
It might just be a one shot. It looks like it's a one shot.
Okay. Because I really like Rey. Rey's my favorite character in all of Star Wars.
Rey is pretty awesome.
I'd be laughing. Sorry. Face. Face. I do that to make you laugh, Kyle. It's like.
Everyone can only see.
Wait, Jay. You said I can imagine Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, exactly. Think about it. Like you got Ewan McGregor like.
Also, sorry to the folks out there that are watching, and I don't have my camera on. I'll have it next week when I have books. I don't want to lag out of this, so you're just gonna see Iron Man. So I mean, I apologize.
It actually has made you less laggy, so I think it's good.
Yeah, so I'll have me again next week when I have books to review and show pictures of. So, but I apologize. So, but anyways,
that's pretty much all I got. I think I forgot to pick up Spidey this week. I'll pick it up.
That's the Panther issue, right?
Yeah, that's the Panther issue. I wanted to read that and see what that was about. I saw Kat's review on it. She enjoyed it. She just didn't like the art. That's all she said. She didn't like.
The art's been, it's weird. I don't really like Bradshaw, but ever since Bradshaw stopped doing the art, it hasn't been as good.
Yeah, that's true.
I really liked when Bradshaw was on it.
Yeah, I just don't like sometimes everybody has an oval shaped face. I don't like that.
They look like Damien's like twin brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Where I don't like guys in terms of Booth, in terms of Brent Booth. Sometimes like everybody has these oval shaped heads. Their eyes are really big, and everybody's face is like very muscular. Like there's muscles. Like even if they just muscles pump out everywhere. I'm just like
it's like Jorgen von Strangle, muscles muscles on muscle.
Like that. But no, this week was a pretty good week. This week again, we're starting to see a lot of the the DC Rebirth stuff. Where they're going with this and who is going where and the directions they're going. I am looking forward to seeing where Superman goes, especially him balancing his life as Superman and being a father. It's going to be fun.
Man, we're getting Batgirl next month. I'm really excited for Batgirl. It's drawn by Raphael Albuquerque. It's going to be so friggin' beautiful.
I might skip out on Batgirl.
So is there any questions?
We've got Serena who's laughing along with us at the look on Obi-Wan's face. Nathan asked, would we like to see Civil War 2 on the big screen one day?
Not really, because not that it's bad. It's just my thing is with the movies, you got your big hero versus hero. You got to see the fights. Let's not do it anymore, kind of thing. I liked Avengers versus X-Men and I liked Civil War 2 so far, but I don't like to see hero versus hero every single time. That's kind of something I don't want to see again. I mean, it worked for it worked for Captain America Civil War very well, but I don't need to see it again. It's an interesting concept. I will definitely give Bendis that, and it's a good one, but I don't really want to see it. Not that it's bad, like I'm saying. So.
Yeah, and besides, it's already been made into a movie. It's called Minority Report.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. With Tom Cruise.
I see one comment.
Wasn't Tom Cruise supposed to be a superhero at one point?
He was supposed to be Iron Man, and
he wanted to be Iron Man.
Yeah, he's supposed to fight MODOK apparently.
That's a short ass Iron Man.
Yeah.
You got Iron Man standing on apple boxes.
And he'd have long hair.
Serena says the Ivy mini should have been an ongoing.
I would have read it as an ongoing. I really liked it.
And then she asks, I see this one. Are you guys gonna read Batgirl and the Birds of Prey? Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm gonna read that.
I actually started watching The 100 so I could get a feel for the writers and how they write characters. They do big cast really well. The first season is a bit slow, but once you get past like the first half of the first season, it actually starts to really pick up. It's on Netflix, so if you guys want to check out, because the two writers behind The 100 are the ones who are writing Batgirl and the Birds of Prey.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I'll pick it up, but we'll see. It's a CW show, so.
Yeah, Kyle. Yep.
You don't like it, Jeremy. You see, you don't like it when I say something that pushes your buttons. Now you know how I feel about your fucking stupid Young Avengers.
I wouldn't talk shit about the Young Avengers, Kyle. They would kick you off again. You're gonna start lagging. You're gonna start lagging.
You know what? I'm just done with the Young Avengers. Hulkling looks like a rip-off of Hulk and Hawkeye. I don't know how that's possible. Wicked, I just don't even understand.
Man, it's better than when they called him Asgardian, and then they joked him because since he's gay and his name is Asgardian, they called him Asgardian.
I did not mind when he was called that. And I was like, okay, it's kind of lame, but it makes a little sense.
It's better than Demiurge, whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, when he was in control by that space demon. I was like,
better than Warbird or Binary.
Who?
I
said better than Warbird or Binary.
Warbird was cool. I liked Warbird. Binary was also cool, but that was a weird name. I will agree that was a weird name.
Carol's most powerful form, most powerful, it was Binary. So I'll give it credit, but when she became Warbird, I didn't like that look for her. I did not like that. Like she was wearing
armor. Yeah.
She was wearing a bulletproof vest. I was like, what the hell?
I don't know. I thought it was all right. It wasn't my favorite, but it was all right.
It was weird. I was like, what the hell is this? Get it off. No, it was better than her look when she was Miss Marvel. I'm sorry. I know some people don't like that she's called Captain Marvel now, but her outfit when she was Miss Marvel, God, that thing was there was one cover from Miss Marvel that almost showed. I hate to be crass, almost showed her vagina, and I was like, Jesus Christ! What the
There was, Jessica Jones always makes fun of Carol for that. She's like, back when she was in the Miss Marvel costume, Jessica was like, how do you not how do you deal with like the camel toe and?
Yeah, like she mentioned that, like, how do you fight without tearing something off? I mean, I admit it too. I mean, her
pretty
costume,
much her ass was like all out all the time.
She wore a thong, man.
I like the one that she had before, where it was like the one that
Oh, you talking about the one with the red costume, her original costume?
Because it looked like she was at least wearing it looked like shorts at least. Like it wasn't like just. It didn't look like it was near her vagina. Like it looked like it at least got around her legs, like the waist a little bit. So I was like, I like that one. Like, why didn't we just have that one stick around? I liked that one a lot, and I like her new one. I like the one she has now.
There is a hoodie of the Captain Marvel costume. I want to eventually get that because it looks awesome.
And then I'll get the Iron Man one, and then we'll have our Civil War, and then
nice.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is grow my hair out a little bit and then get a mohawk.
I'll just get my goatee, and then I'll have a nervous breakdown, and I'll flick someone on the head, and I'll be called a villain. It'll be great. Oh man, everyone's gonna hate me.
So business as usual for you, huh, Kyle?
Yeah. Everyone hates me. I'm gonna go watch movies again. I can watch a fucking Basil Carlo. He's so pretty.
He's so beautiful.
He's so beautiful.
That was the line of the episode, man. That was funny as hell.
Okay.
Is there any news we gotta talk about? Like,
there's a little bit. There's some casting. There's the Spider-Man game. There's
yeah. I was gonna get into that. I was just gonna get these questions real quick.
Can we talk first after questions about the clone conspiracy for a couple minutes?
Clone conspiracy.
Okay, this question. I just want to get this one out the way. Serena says she liked Cassie's new costume.
Yeah, the Stinger costume is pretty cool. I also like that she's going by Stinger. MC2, shout out. That was nice.
And I think this question is actually for Kyle. So, do you prefer classic Spider-Man costume or current?
I like both. Both.
I mean, she has a nice ass either way. So.
I mean, I don't look at it like that. I liked both of them. They both have really neat designs. I think the one she has now is more like durable, or I guess you could say it doesn't look like it's as hard to get off.
It's more practical. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like it. Like I'm not a big fan of the glasses. The glasses are fine.
I don't know. I like the glasses. I think it's a cool addition. It makes her it reminds me of Hawkeye a little bit. I like that.
Which would have been great.
The problem I have with is how do they stay on without falling off?
Which would have been great if they were still together, and would have been the best thing ever.
I know, Kyle. I know you're still pissed about Matt Fraction.
Hey, that's a bigger problem with this comic.
Yes, Serena, I do. I hate Kornak's new look too. He looks like a hobo, which I don't like.
It does look weird.
I'm like, I don't like this.
He's like a cardboard box.
It looks like it wants to be a reject version of Assassin's Creed. I'm just like, yeah, it's not working. But yeah, there's some news, guys. A lot of news and some big news that came out of E3 this year, especially for a certain hero. We'll talk about that. But there's a conspiracy. We're going to talk about this whole Dead No More stuff, which
A
Um,
clone conspiracy.
yes.
Clones.
I'm like,
Does this mean that the jerk off is gonna be involved in this?
yeah, that's what that means. Is jerk off.
No.
Uh,
Fuck. I
it's
hate that sucker.
So yeah, it
I,
means that the
I, this news, I didn't like it, but seeing Jeremy suffer made it so much better. So much better.
You don't understand, Kyle. You don't understand, Kyle.
I
Man,
understand.
man, Miles Warren can go suck a big fat one.
A big chode.
he could get, because you know what? Because he could go suck my big deal.
You know, Marvel had to do, Clone Saga twice, a second time, and you know what? It was a failure.
It's just you know.
Clone
Clone
Saga
Saga.
is Bendis. Bendis is the only one that had a good Clone Saga. Everyone else just sucked.
Oh yeah, the Ultimate Clone Saga was great. Everything else, even the quote unquote the real Clone Saga, which actually showed like the birth of Mayday and all that stuff, still shitty. Still shitty. We got a cool result out of it. It was still shit though.
And hopefully, like once again, this is everybody keeps saying, is this Slot's last arc? I'm like, I hope so.
Yeah.
Man, he better get off this book and just give it to Gage.
Yeah.
You know what? I would just like Wade to have it. I just want Wade to have it. Like
I'd be cool with Wade, Gage, or Yost. Those three.
Yeah, because is this out of curiosity? Is this event coming before Marvel now?
It's in the fall. It's in the fall, so I don't know when is Marvel now supposed to come out?
They said fall. I don't think they have a date. But
so it'll probably be in Marvel now, or maybe it'll be the Catalyst or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because they said
it needs to end. Whatever, just get them off the damn book.
Yeah.
Just get them off the damn book. A lot of casting as well.
A lot for Spider-Man.
A lot of casting for Spider-Man. The biggest one being Donald Glover has actually been casted in a secret role.
Aaron Davis.
Yeah. Everybody's putting their 2 cents, saying it's probably Miles or some other stuff. I'm like,
probably Miles. This dude is 32.
Exactly. I'm like, so we're gonna get an older Miles.
How's he gonna play a 13-year-old? How's he gonna play a? He's got Miles. If Peter is 15, Miles has to be like 3.
And I think one of them that I thought was Hobie Brown, the Prowler. I was like, okay.
I would like him to be the Aaron Davis version of the Prowler, so he could be like, when he fights Spider-Man, he's like, my nephew's a huge fan. And you just have that little setup. I want it to happen, especially because Donald Glover is the character model for Miles.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know who I would want him to be. I really don't.
We'll just have to see. I know there's also another villain. Somebody's in talk to play a villain on there. I'm just like, okay.
Dude looks like Smythe. I'm hoping.
Oh man, God, I'd love that. Smythe, Spider Slayers. Oh yeah. That'd be so different, and that's not what you want.
Or he could be playing the Shocker, because I keep hearing stuff that's at least Herman Schultz is going to be in it. Not Shocker, but like pre-suit criminal Shocker.
Oh, can it be like the Bendis one, where he's a loser?
Yeah, it's probably going to be what it is.
Oh.
I'd laugh my ass off if that happened.
I like Shocker, but I like when Bendis just picks on him. It's the best part.
So, what else? Besides, I'll get to E3, but what else was there?
There's Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah,
as,
definitely.
Superman.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, Tyler Hoechlin is now Superman on Supergirl. Superman is now casted. We're actually going to see.
All he's got to do is shave his beard, and he's good.
We're gonna fully see Superman in the first 2 episodes. Not no digital crap or just see him in black or you see him flying but he goes down, a bunch of shit like that.
That's so funny. Look, it's Superman. Oh, what the? Just left you. Like, oh, that was like hope. That was the audience.
So yeah, he's
you understand, both me and Chris, when that last episode happened and he fucking fell, and that was bullshit, man.
I was like, what? Like, and then they came up with some BS reason of why he was being controlled, and it's like, oh, because Kal-El spent too long on Earth, so he's one of them. I'm like, how's that?
And then apparently the cinematographer has a foot fetish because all we got to see was a boot.
Yeah.
Was it a good-looking boot, or was it kind of a mad-looking boot? That's the question.
It was red and shiny.
Shiny shoes.
Shiny shoes.
Back to Gotham. God, so my parents were kidding.
But he actually looks like Clark Kent once he has his glasses on.
Yeah, he does. You know, and right. This is a big role for him. I mean, he was on Teen Wolf for 4 seasons before his character left. Didn't get killed off. He just left. You know. Yeah.
He's actually like the second. He's actually the second Teen Wolf actor to be on the CW show, because Jackson left Teen Wolf to Colton Haynes, who played Jackson, left Teen Wolf to be on Arrow.
Yep, and we're gonna see him now. I wonder how they're gonna make the costume look for him. Like, really, will it look similar to Supergirl? Will it be different?
It better be bright. Like, I'm tired of seeing these like more dark and tint costumes. Like, even Barry's costume. I mean, it's getting brighter now, but Barry's costume in the beginning was very dark.
I want the briefs. Damn it! I want the briefs. That needs.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, we'll see the.
The briefs are needed because you don't want to see crotch. Like, that's the whole point. People forget that that's the actual point of the briefs, so you don't see crotch.
And it just makes you wonder how how their chemistry is going to be. That's another thing. You also want to know how the chemistry between him and Melissa is going to be.
Just don't be monosyllabic, please. Don't write him monosyllabic Superman and actually have him smile and be like
I just want a super hug. Like, that's all I want to see is Kara like picking up Clark and being like, Kal, giving him a huge hug and like lifting him off the ground.
Yeah, just be like Tim Daly or be like Christopher Reeve. Just have that loving Superman. You can't help but smile when you see him on screen. That's Superman. You just go, hey, look. So I think the guy looks pretty good for the role. I saw Chris do a video, and I think he had a picture with him with glasses, and I was like, he looks pretty like he could do the role justice.
And the dude is jacked. Like, he's freaking ripped.
He keeps in good shape. I was like, yeah, he's pretty in good shape. So.
Also, but something funny, and Jay from Comic Frontline brought this up too. I just realized Jimmy is taller than Clark. Like, Jimmy is taller and a little bit bigger than Clark. That's gonna be a bit awkward unless they do some camera tricks to make Clark look taller.
Could wear bigger shoes. I have lifts in them.
Or you could do a Tom Cruise and stand on an apple box.
And the other thing is, like, I think one of the major things is what people want is just they want him being what Kyle, like you said, just regular Superman, like, not very
murderous.
Yeah,
none of this like emo, brooding, like standing in the rain Superman. We want like sunshine. Tim Daly Superman.
You know what would be great? Totally off subject of Superman, but in Supergirl, I don't watch the show, but since we'll never get Batman, and if we do, that would be like wow. But you know who you could contrast Kara with? Just do the Question. Have the Question be there. because we haven't gotten the question out anywhere, and you could have him be like the detective Batman, whereas
That would be really cool.
Arrow's like, I agree with one of my friends, Steve, not the one of this one channel, but another one. You know, Arrow is like the ninja Batman. Have the question be like the detective Batman, and like contrast that with Kara, because Question, I don't think he could get his own show on CW. He's not a. I don't know how you can make the Question look beautiful. He doesn't have a face.
You can make the question look beautiful if it's Renee Montoya.
But I mean,
Vic Sage doesn't show his face, so yeah. I don't know. Just the thing is, like,
could you imagine?
That reminds me of the episode of Justice League Unlimited where Huntress kisses Question at the end of the date, and Black Canary's just like, ew.
I liked that relationship. I liked that one. That was cool. Huntress.
Yeah, too bad Arrow fucked over Huntress. So.
Man.
Oh yeah, that's
she
bad.
looked like she was like a vicious. Like she was like.
No, it wasn't even that she was vicious. It's like the actress was so fucking bland.
Yeah.
Like she was a freaking cardboard. That's not Helena. That's just some drone reading lines. Like it was not. That was not cool. That wasn't right.
She looked like she really wanted to kiss Stephen Amell. Like, I want to kiss you. Like, I was like, damn, you look like you really want this. That's like.
Honestly, like as much as I hate that piece of shit, Birds of Prey show, that chick who played Huntress wasn't that bad. Like they could have just gotten that chick, and that would have been all right.
What's her name? She's done a lot of movies.
No, it's like something Yamada. She's got a Japanese last name.
They showcased a little bit more of Injustice 2, and you got to see the new characters. What their
Supergirl looks badass as hell.
I liked her special. I liked her. Grodd's was just hilarious to me. I'm just like, this dude's yelling in your face, and you see it.
Aquaman though. Aquaman was awesome.
I still question the armor.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's to customize playstyle. You wear different armors for different fighting styles, but I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, Ed Boon talked about that. He was talking about the armor and it.
And it's probably just another way for everybody to be on equal strength.
Yeah.
That still doesn't explain why Superman and Supergirl have to wear it, but.
Yeah. Where do you? Oh, sorry.
The thing is, like, they also showed like the ones that they showed, like I said, Superman's was just very more homage to Man of Steel, just the way you see him, he punching everybody, and the way it looked, and then he just choked you out and dropped you. Batman's was kind of corny at first. I'm like, what the hell? And you go fly up in the air, and then the Batwing comes, and that pays a little bit of homage to the '89 Batman. Remember when he went up in the air and then caught the gun, then he just did a nosedive down, and he shoots at you.
Yep.
Like I said, Supergirl's probably was my favorite. Atrocitus was okay, but Supergirl's was probably my favorite.
Aquaman's was my favorite because he just fucking feeds you to the fucking shark.
I don't know if that was a shark. That thing looked like some kind of leviathan.
I thought it was like a megalodon or something.
You know why it was funny to me when they did it with the Aquaman? Because you still got Kevin Conroy voicing Batman when he was underwater. Like it's the reason why I laugh at it, because it's like if you ever watch Batman, Superman, Public Enemy, there's a scene where Rod is drowning Batman in the water, and you just see him go, that's how he sounded like. It's so funny.
Oh, man.
I gotta tell you, I watched the trailer at night when I saw Aquaman feeding that thing, shark or whatever the hell that thing was. I got nightmares. I was like, I can't sleep now because I don't want to go anywhere near the sea. I hate underwater. It's like, nope. I'm never going near the sea. It's like I had to stay up for another hour. I was like, God damn it. That's just
Oh, man. Aquaman gave you nightmares.
The one thing
Yeah.
also it makes me wonder is like the story. Where does this one pick up, as well as who are the other characters? Because Craig put up the like post of like the whole.
Yeah, with the blank spots. Yeah.
Yeah, and I swear I saw Bronze Tiger. I'm like, is that Bronze Tiger in the corner? And things like that. Makes you
I think
wonder
the
who
story
people
will
are
be.
like.
I think the story will be more Flash centered.
I
Flash is
think so.
It looks like because the poster that you get with the pre-orders is Flash versus Batman.
that's a weird. That's a weird versus. I would never expect that if that's actually going to happen. That's interesting.
I showed the Grodd super special to Malcolm. He started laughing. Especially when Grodd is yelling at your fans
You
like,
know what you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Just a lot bigger.
funny because it's like you just see his hot breath on you. But yeah, that was that. What they showed so far.
Will they be taking place after the comics, or will they be retconning the comics completely?
Well, the comics take place before the beginning of the first game.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know.
Everything in the Injustice comics led up to the first game.
Okay.
This last year is the year the game starts, so that's why the Injustice comics are officially ending in a couple issues.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Who's writing those now? I know you said
It's Buccellato.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Okay.
Brian Buccellato. He used to do Flash.
Actually, Kyle, you've read him. You've read his Black Bat.
Wait, what did I read?
You read Black Bat. He wrote Black
Oh,
Bat.
did he really?
Yes, that was him.
Oh, wow, he's really a good writer. Wow, didn't know he wrote Black Bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow, okay, I give him a lot more props than I didn't even know who he was. Okay, I give him props. That Black Bat was the shit. There needs to be more of that.
I think probably one of the biggest news once again is Spider-Man is coming out. You know,
finally getting another game, and it's not connected to a movie.
That's not connected to the movie, and from what I was watching from E3, that Marvel and Insomniac said this is the beginning of the first of many games that they're going to do to us. So it makes me wonder who else is getting a game that's not connected to the movie. They're saying that it's not entirely. They're taking influences from everywhere, but it's supposed to be like
video game wise, they have the rights to everybody, right? So there's not going to be a rights issue.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. Because I want another X-Men game.
The one thing that I've also heard is that it's kind of supposed to be kind of like how you got the Arkham universe, like it's its own universe.
And in this universe, Peter Parker is Sasuke Uchiha.
And he's kind of older, and they say that everything is going to have a meaning, including his costume. Like that's the one thing I hear a lot of people talk about. What they don't like is
people don't like the white spider, but I like it. It
just seems like change for the sake of change. It's fine. It's their version. Not everything needs to be like the comics. It's fine. It's kind of like how I was able to get around the Amazing Spider-Man one for the first one. It's Mark Waid's version. I can accept that. That's fine. It worked within the context of his film. So I'm pretty sure they'll have it work.
I heard that that's actually just going to be the beginning costume of the game, and later on you can upgrade it and whatever. I'm hoping that eventually you'll get like the Future Foundation costume because that was my favorite.
If you watch the trailer again, you can see a lot of Easter eggs in there. You see a lot of them. Like one, there's
Mr. Negative's bad guy, Mr. Negative's henchman.
Mr. Negative is going to be in there. I was the first thing I noticed right away. I was like, oh shoot, those guys are Mr. Negative guys. I just see a billboard that says Osborn for mayor. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh wow.
You got to really look really close at it. I was like, I'm looking forward to seeing how the web slinging is going to be, as well as like how you move around, because
I
I
like
don't know.
seeing him fight. I liked him seeing him fight that like mugger or whatever.
I liked seeing him run through that cafe and like jumping off the pillar and all that. That was cool. I was like, wow,
And
this looks
seeing him,
really interactive. He's really agile and everything. That was
and
We
seeing
great.
him
haven't
fight
had a good Spider-Man game since Spider-Man 2.
I don't agree with that.
the,
Yeah.
the last game, that wasn't connected to the movies was Edge of Time. I think that was the last game. I
Shattered
think.
Dimensions was good, but it was good, but it wasn't like
I
great
like
in
Web
my
of
opinion.
Shadows. Web of Shadows was awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah,
And I know you
but
guys
I
didn't
think
like.
Edge of Time was the last one. I think that was the last one before they did the Spider-Man 2 game
I like
that
the
had
movies.
Craven. You were being trained by Craven. Uh, but like I said, it makes me wonder who else is going to be in the game. Who are the villains? And like, will there be any other heroes in this world, or is like Spider-Man the only hero? I'm hoping that's not true.
That Yeah, because they haven't really played with that in other games. Besides the Ultimate Spider-Man game, I liked the Ultimate Spider-Man game because you got to
Yeah.
race Johnny in the beginning and all that cool stuff.
I loved that game as a kid. And I still love it. It holds up surprisingly really well, the story and everything.
Yeah, even the graphics hold up pretty well when you realize what time period this was made in.
Yeah.
It's because of the cell shaded games always hold up pretty well. They don't really age as badly or so. But
All I'm gonna say for another game for Marvel, do Guardians of the Galaxy, and have that epic of like graphics, and do maybe the Dan Abnett run or even, do something like if you
I
like the
would
movie,
totally be cool with that Guardians of the Galaxy game based on the Dan Abnett run.
just like going around in space and have it be like a Star Wars meets Marvel thing, kind of like what the movie was, but do your own thing but that'd be fun, like just going around the galaxy and I don't know, that'd be really
And
fun.
I would just stick with using Gamora and start cutting shit up.
I want a Daredevil game.
Oh,
Dude,
Daredevil would
yeah.
be fun.
A
That'd be
Daredevil
great.
game would be awesome.
If you go on Google, you type in Daredevil game.
Yeah, there was one that they were gonna make before the movie when the movie was first coming
Yeah,
out.
and you see images of what it was going to be like. It was going to be open world, and you were going to see how he used his radars and stuff. I was like, oh.
I'm still upset about that Avengers game
Came out.
that never got around to being or made, because Bendis apparently wrote the script for that, and I was like, oh man, that would have been so good.
I would like an Avengers game, like an actual Avengers game that's kind of like Ultimate Alliance-esque.
The one thing I did find kind of funny about the trailer, is when Peter's about to jump off the roof and he flips. He looked really funny running. It's like, he's funny. He's cool. And then he just flips off. But you can see they're using a little bit of the Steve Ditko eyes that we got in the movie. See it closed and open. I thought that was really cool. And see him flip through something like he was spinning through.
Mm-hmm.
But they've said that right now it's just called Spider-Man, but that's not the official title for it. So hopefully it'll be something different. I'm just hoping it's not Spider-Man PS4 or something just like that.
That's the title, Spider-Man PS4. You played Spider-Man PS4? Yeah,
Spider-Man PS4. Fuck you, Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other biggest thing. It's exclusive to Sony. It's like, wow, that was a major hit.
I mean, it makes sense though because Sony still owns Spider-Man technically. So
Guys, I was going to say this on the post I made about that game. Could you just imagine, like, even if Peter Parker, the comics for Peter Parker aren't great, I could really just be okay with the games and the movies being awesome. Like, screw the TV cartoons, whatever, and screw like the comics. But if the movies and and the games are great,
yeah, I could live with that.
Yeah, because not to sound bitter, but Spider-Man fans don't get a lot of good quality stuff anymore. We're not like the Batman fans.
Well, actually, with Peter Parker at least, we get good stuff
that's
with
what I
like
mean.
and Gwen and Jessica and stuff.
Yeah, just with Peter Parker, just we haven't really gotten a lot.
And
He's
that's the
he's
thing about with this game. Once again, there's a big press conference when they were talking about this game. Like, it's really going to make you care about not just Spider-Man, but also Peter Parker. So I'm thinking there's going to be parts that will just be about Peter Parker,
Oh
which
man,
that'd be really cool.
I hope we get to deliver pizza because that was my favorite thing.
stole that guy's pizza.
I thought it was funny that you do the minute flips the pizza, you just start messing up.
That's awesome.
I'm really, I'm wondering how the web slinging. That's what I'm really, because so far the web slinging, like I said, there was probably one game out of a lot of Spider-Man games that I did not like. Because probably the first Spider-Man movie game where you couldn't even go to the ground. What the hell?
I hated that game so
That was
much.
the first game. The first Spider-Man movie game was very eh.
I could never catch Green Goblin when he had Mary Jane.
Are you talking about the part on the parade float, part, or the?
No, the ending of the game where he's like going and he's like flying away. And I was like a
No
kid.
one says no to me.
And I was like a kid, and I didn't know how to play video games, and I'm just like web slinging. I could never catch him, and it was the same thing with like the Iron Man game. I think it was 2. Pepper was always trapped in like a building, and the bombs were always going to go off, and she always blew up, and I never saved her. I didn't know where she ever was. Like, so that was a horrible hero. That's terribly.
Man, you just could not save a damsel in distress. You would fail at Sky High as save the citizen.
Alright, so let me get to these last questions and we can wrap this bad boy up. Guys, let's see, what questions here? Okay, Nate has some questions. I've been hearing rumors that Black Widow, Inhumans, New Avengers, Nova, Sentry, Spider-Woman are coming to Phase 4 of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Your thoughts?
Don't get Kyle's hopes up.
Oh my God. Black. You know what? If there's other female characters like Spider-Woman that get spotlight movies, I'm fine with Black Widow. My biggest thing with everyone clamoring for a Black Widow movie was, well, she's had 5 movies, she's gotten character stuff to do. Let's let someone else. But if they're going to let other characters that are female get the spotlight as well, then I'm okay with her getting a movie. Nova, Richard Rider, yes. New Avengers, what team are we talking about?
I'm guessing that would be Tony's squad, or would that be Cap's squad?
I don't know.
I guess because technically Tony's squad would be Mighty, right? And then the New Avengers would be the Underground.
Oh well, Phase 4, I guess maybe post whatever because they're being renamed the Infinity War movies, both parts. So I guess maybe post that. Maybe we'll see what goes down there to cause a new Avengers team. So I want Carol leading it alongside Black Panther, because those two would be great leaders, co-leaders, and I want that so bad. Like I've always said,
they've already showed that Carol and T'Challa can lead a team in Ultimates. So
I've always said if I got to write an Avengers run, those two would be the leaders of the team. So, but yeah, who are the others, Chris?
Spider-Woman.
Yeah. Okay. You could just explore Hydra and this psychological stuff there that was explored.
and the stuff with her dad and the treatment and.
Yep. And
have it take 3. Oh, sorry.
The other one was Sentry, and the other one was Inhumans.
Who did you say, Kyle, you wanted for her? Eliza Dushku, right? Didn't you say Eliza Dushku?
Yeah.
Was it you? Yeah, that was you. I thought.
Yeah, I really wanted Eliza Dushku. She looks like she could fit the part. I mean, I guess she could play the part.
Wait, what do you want to know? How old she is?
Yeah, because I'm talking like longevity, not like she's ugly. She still looks beautiful, but I mean like longevity, like.
I think she's not even out of her 30s yet.
Okay, because these things take like years, like phases. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they go by pretty quick. Like phase 3 is going to go by like in the next couple of years, but I just don't want her to be like 50 by the time we get to the next couple of phases. That wouldn't be fair to her. So, or the character. But I would like Elijah Dushku. I think she could. She's always been in great shape, and she didn't want to do the original Spider-Woman outfit, she could always do the new one. She would look good in either one.
I feel like that was the whole reason they did the redesign, is so that they could do do one for they could eventually adapt to a movie.
Yeah, and
I don't think they would use the original for a movie.
Yeah, sadly enough. I mean, it's not over sexualized. I mean, it's only that one cover everyone got pissed.
It's not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because it was sexualized. I just think that it's a little too spandexy. I don't think it's practical for what she'd be doing, like spy work.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Sentry, you can make me like Sentry. You could make me like Sentry. You made me like the Civil War concept in the movie, so you can make me like Sentry.
Yeah,
done right.
That's a fair point, because we all went in like not liking the comic version of Civil War, and we loved the movie, so they can probably make us like Sentry.
You just gotta find an actor to play him that'll make me care for him. Inhumans is still on the table. They're not done. It's just, I think what they just need to do is just kind of try to figure out where they want to take this, because like I said, she'll just hoard the.
I like your casting for Crystal, by the way, Chris. That was a good one.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
She's always been my cast. I mean, she played Gwen. I was just like, she could have been Crystal. She looks like Crystal to me. I still want to see the Inhumans brought to the big screen. I still want to see Black Bolt. I still want to see Medusa. I would love to see how they're going to play with Medusa's powers, like see her choke somebody over their hand.
I want to see a giant CGI alien pit bull.
Yes, yes.
I definitely want to see, Lockjaw.
Yeah.
I want to see, will they go with old school Gorgon, or will they go with new school where he looks like he's got hooves and stuff? I just want him to wear like big, thick boots.
That'd be great. Like, what the hell is that? Marvel and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has really made me kind of not like the Inhumans as much, but I'm still looking forward to the movie. And I think that's maybe why they delayed it.
That's what I'm saying, is because
I'm a little burnt out on MCU Inhumans, because they kind of just overuse it to the point where I don't care. They don't make it special.
That's my problem, is that they hoard it out. They really hoard the Inhumans out to the point now it's like you're just like, okay, so are they going to be connected? Is this going to be connected? And then it's not. It's like,
yeah, because I mean, it got to the point where like even Chloe Bennett was complaining about how the movies aren't connected to the show at all, really.
Well, I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I mean, I don't really blame the movies. No one really likes that show, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, that last season was pretty mediocre.
I mean, no one in the movie industry actually likes, that works on the movies likes that show, or even has watched past it. No one really cares about any of the television stuff. Netflix, you can kind of get away with. Yeah, Netflix, you can kind of get away with them being in their own universe. They're like street-level characters, as I've said before. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they have to be mentioned. I don't want them to, but, Daredevil I can get away with be kind of street-level, and Jessica Jones, I mean, unless like Daredevil does the whole Shadowland thing and he takes over New York, yeah, then he's got to be mentioned. But they're pretty low key at the moment,
Yeah, but the thing is with the Netflix series, like they will gradually mention something that happened, and it makes sense to incorporate it, but they do it on a way that you could literally say, okay, but still to the point, yeah, it's like what they're doing is very street level, and so it wouldn't really garner the attention of the Avengers or something like that, or S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. Yeah, it's not really like that's not where it's going. But
I'd be fine with Spider-Man mentioning some of the street level characters, though. Like maybe if that's how you want to mention them, go right ahead. Like maybe maybe that newspaper that was the photo of Alex Maleev, one of Alex Maleev's Daredevil covers that was in the end of season 1. Maybe have Peter have that in his room or something like that. Who knows? You could have something, or maybe something with Jessica Jones.
Wouldn't mind hearing Peter and them talk in school, and then next he's Spider-Man's great. You see that Spider-Man guy yet? No, that guy in the kitchen's better than him. The devil guy. I'm like, so like that.
That reminds me. That's another character that Donald Glover could play. Could be Phil Urich. Now that Ben Urich is black.
Oh yeah,
that's right. He could. Yeah, he could be. So you mean he's gonna become a goblin then?
Yeah.
He's pretty good. He's a good actor. So I saw him in The Martian. He was really good in that.
Yeah.
So
he's also really funny. If you watch his stand-up or you watch him on Community, he's hilarious.
He's apparently a big comic book fan because he apparently petitioned to be Miles and.
Oh yeah, he's a huge. Well, he actually didn't petition to be Miles. He petitioned to be Spider-Man, and that's what inspired Bendis to create Miles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And he also got that was able to voice Miles in Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon.
That was awesome. I love that.
I don't watch Ultimate Spider-Man. I watched that episode.
I was gonna say I only watched that episode.
All I know is because somebody keeps telling me what's going on is that Aunt May's in trouble and Scarlet Spider.
Kane is involved.
He betrayed them or some shit like that. I don't know. Nate says again, what do you guys think of the rumor that Ares and Ocean Master are as the villains for Justice League?
Ocean Master is we said Sean said this last week, and I love this analogy. Ocean Master is kind of dollar store Loki. So I don't know.
Ares.
Is he a Wonder Woman villain? Right?
He's mainly a Wonder Woman villain, and he's usually the one that they attribute to Wonder Woman's origin.
The god of Torso.
I don't know why you would pick that.
They're just calling it. Remember, they're just calling it Justice League. They're not calling it Part 1.
Oh man, the news on that was so funny. Guys, guess what? Justice League movie is going to be called
Justice League.
And from what I'm hearing, that what's her name, Amy Heard, she didn't show up for like costume fitting.
Well, yeah, it's because of the whole domestic abuse scandal between her and Johnny Depp, and she's had to go to court often, so that's kind of gotten in the way of her costume fitting schedule. So I think they might have to drop her as Mira because shooting starting soon, and she's kind of gotten out of shape because she's been so stressed that she's lost a lot of weight.
Yep.
And
so we may get a different Mira, guys.
Oh wow.
Serena just says Spider-Man coming back to games, yay. And then she says there's a rumor that they're going to remaster Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. Thoughts? I heard this rumor.
I hope so. I would get it in PS4 graphics because I loved that.
They're going to remaster the 2 games.
I'd like some voice acting for some of the dialogue and the in-game stuff for Ultimate Alliance 1 because there's no dialogue in the game. Besides cutscenes, I'd like some dialogue. I don't mind reading, but it takes me out of the enjoyment of the game when I gotta read. God damn it!
The only time I think in terms of the dialogue that I got was when you had to do those special missions for characters, and I never liked Blade's voice in that. Blade killed my parents, so I hunt vampires now. I'm like, don't like that voice. Or like this, or he's like this one time I had to save Spider-Man, and he tried to make me laugh. I don't laugh.
I don't laugh.
What the hell?
You probably got a frog in your throat.
Yeah, he's got a frog in his throat. It was really funny. I remember when you actually got Blade, he was in a game,
Yeah,
like
you had to do the claw machine in the Circus
yeah.
of Fear.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, because you were in Murder World when you were doing that. And I was just
I
like,
thought it was the Circus of Fear. I thought it was the
yeah,
Circus of Fear.
Murder World. One of them, he's just like, all right, I'll join your team. I'm like, whatever. And in that game, man, you talk about Moon Knight. He sounded like some Saturday morning cartoon hero. I did this for you, Khonshu. I'm like,
That's basically how I imagined Gotham's voice. Hello, Batman. It's an honor. It's an honor to save
yeah,
you.
I have heard that rumor, Serena. And if it's true, it'd be cool. I mean, the cutscenes were great. You know, I did like the cinematic scenes, like where um, the Doctor Doom was like coming in, and then you got Nick Fury say, "Doom, I'll have your hide," and he literally Doom just like your threats are meaningless to me, Fury. Fuck off. I was like, yeah, that's true. Like, and then there was the cutscene with Nightcrawler, and he was trying to escape from Castle Latveria, and you see him use his powers, but the Doctor Doom catches him.
Oh, I remember there was a choice where whether you save Nightcrawler or something else.
Yeah, like if you didn't do this, like if you didn't save Nightcrawler, there's the ending where Mystique comes back and she kills everybody. I was like, okay, okay. I remember there one cutscene where you got a Cap is telling everybody where to go, and then he says, "Wolverine, you're stupid. I do what I want to do," and you just see him actually cutting up robots on a ship, and it's falling. And then
I love that because it reminds me of that one scene in X-Men the animated series. Out of my way, Gumbo. I go where I want to go.
And Spider-Man says, "That guy scares me," and you actually hear you just hear who voices Wolverine?
Wasn't it Blum? Was it
Yeah,
Blum?
Steve Blum just voicing it, and you just hear him just laughing. It's just like, oh fuck. And, but no, I wouldn't mind seeing that being remastered. I liked if there's any of the classic games, Marvel games, I wouldn't mind seeing remastered.
X-Men Legends.
I would like to see that get remastered. That would have been fun.
X-Men Legends 2 was my favorite.
I wish they would do. I really wish Marvel and Capcom would come together and do maybe a X-Men Children of the Atom 2 or an X-Men Marvel Superheroes 2, because those are fun. But whatever, it is what it is, guys. But that looks like that's all the questions, guys. Okay, yeah, that is. That's all of them. But thank you to how many people stuck around? 4 people stuck around with us. Yeah.
Nice.
So thank you guys for this. And Jay, you're gonna close us out. So close us out, dude.
All right. So this has been the YouTubers Core Comic Convo, and I hope you guys enjoyed us talking about all the comics we read this week and our little rants about the news, and of course me and Kyle messing with each other as always. Anyway, as usual, we're gonna close out. Like I always say, once comic book geek, always comic book geek. And until next time, see you guys later. Peace.